Hey SB fam, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. As usual, I want to check in on you. How are you doing on your carnivore journey? I would love to read your updates, any victories you've celebrated, and what struggles you are currently going through. So if you're new to this channel, I wanted to just give a little backstory because today's video topic is all about the benefits that I have reaped as a carnivore. I'm going to cover all of the physical health benefits as well as all of the mental health benefits. I was a vegan for 6 whole years, 6 years straight, no break, no deviations. There are studies that do back up the power of eating the carnivore way on your mental health. I will link all studies that I mentioned down below in the description box. So let's start with my biggest mental health struggle, and that's anxiety. I am a pianist. I just remember when I was vegan, that was when I was deep into studying piano playing. I was a student in New York City and I was trying to achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve, learn new pieces and memorize them. As a pianist, it is a requirement to memorize everything that you perform on stage. I would have repertoire that I need to memorize that is an hour long, 60 minutes of music that I have to memorize. My anxiety got in the way whenever I had to walk on stage. The backstage stage fright and anxiety that I had to deal with, so difficult to get through that moment and actually walk on stage and even enjoy that moment of being on stage performing for so many people. The stage fright completely healed after I went carnivore. There's something so magical that people call the carnivore confidence that you get to enjoy once you just change your diet and eat the right foods. I did struggle with depression. It was during the years where I was trying to figure myself out, teenage years, but also my early 20s. I'm currently 27, just turned 27. And I think for anyone trying to figure themselves out, especially in your early 20s, it's that much more difficult when you have to deal with anxiety and depression and stress and pressure every single day. When I went carnivore, it really felt like that cloud of depression just lifted. I was no longer anxious all the time. I was actually confident when I walked on stage and I killed my concerts. Killed in the best way possible. And I felt good about myself before, during, and after my concerts. So just wanted to share, that aspect, my anxiety. It was very much centered around being a performer. I pursued my master's degree in New York City at the Juilliard School. Having to put up with the amount of stress and pressure of being a student there, it got so much easier when I became carnivore as well. So my resilience to stress, my ability to take a lot of stress and perform the best under pressure, that was really fascinating to experience once I went carnivore, because I almost felt like, bring it on. The harder the better, the more stress and pressure the better, because I just kept performing better and better under pressure and under a lot of stress. So I really enjoyed that. Probably one of my favorite benefits actually is I just perform so well when I am under some type of pressure now. Whereas I would always crack under pressure when I was vegan, even when I was on a standard Chinese diet. It's because of the carbs, the sugars, the processed foods, the junk that I was eating. It was amazing to experience that drastic of a change in my mental health, in my daily mood. I would love to hear your experiences on that. Feel free to share if you felt it, or maybe you haven't, your thoughts down below in the comments. This is where I want to shine a light on mental health and what we can do to nurture and take care of our mental health. If you feel like your mental health health is taking a hit, talking to a professional therapist on things that are bothering you, giving you anxiety and stress on the daily is incredibly helpful and relieving. And I'm extremely excited to share that BetterHelp has agreed to be a sponsor for this video so that I can present this amazing online service with all of you watching. I've been using BetterHelp for about a month now, and what I love the most about it is the sheer convenience. You can just download their app, schedule everything you need to within that app, do the sessions on your phone or on your laptop anywhere you go. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. If you're curious in online therapy and want to check out BetterHelp, you can click the link down below in the description box. And also, since I'm a fiance and I am preparing for married life, I have been attending a lot of their group therapy calls just catered towards couples, how to have a healthy marriage. Steak and Butter Guy and I have really enjoyed these group therapy calls. I got matched with my therapist after taking a simple questionnaire, and the communication and scheduling was incredibly easy and user-friendly. If you feel like you could benefit from therapy, you all can get 10% off your first month by going to betterhelp.com/steakandbutter, and I have linked it down below in the description box as well. Poor body image was a big struggle for me. It was very difficult for me to go on stage having to fit in those super tight dresses. Every time I gained a little bit of weight, it would stress me out so much because that means I can't even wear those dresses. So I definitely fell into that cycle of cheating on my diet, binging. The day after, I would punish myself by starving myself or doing extreme calorie restriction. It was a difficult time. And I'm just so happy that I'm free from it. The food freedom is unreal. But it was a whole process of kind of letting go of my obsession over my body and being really skinny, and having to deal with my mental health and how I viewed myself as well. So the body image, it heals when you heal your eating habits. So I now no longer punish myself like that. I allow myself to eat as much as I want. And if you've followed me here on YouTube or on Instagram, you know that I eat a lot of food. I do not restrict. The last thing that I will allow myself to do is restrict and portion control. That is never going to happen to me again. And on top of that, I get the benefit of also being the leanest I am at. For anyone trying to figure themselves out, especially in your early 20s, it's that much more difficult when you have to deal with anxiety and depression and stress and pressure every single day. When I went carnivore, it really felt like that cloud of depression just lifted. There was no longer overcast over my days. I woke up feeling happy. I woke up feeling uplifted and motivated to do stuff. And it carried on throughout the day, all the way up till I went to sleep. But that's pretty much everything with my mental health benefits. There are studies that do back up the power of eating the carnivore way on your mental health. I will link all studies that I mentioned down below in the description box. Now let's move on to physical benefits and improvements as a carnivore. And this is where I can really talk on and on and on and on and on, but I will try to keep it as concise and short as possible. So the first thing that I do want to share is my endurance. My endurance doing anything really has improved dramatically. When I was vegan, just walking from my apartment to school was a task. It was a chore. I hated walking. I hated moving. Being that lazy and not wanting to move at all definitely affects our longevity and our future health. My endurance now, I can do hikes, 10-mile hikes, and still feel great. This is definitely one of my favorite benefits, is that I want to get my butt off of the couch. I want to get outside and explore. And trust me, my dog, Simba, who's a golden retriever, loves me for it. Every single morning I wake up at 6 a.m. now because I want to, not because I force myself to. The first thing I do with Simba is we get outside in Mother Nature and we move our body. I never do any workouts that I don't feel like doing. And honestly, my daily activity is just walking with Simba, sprinting, Omera style, sprints as much as I can, and playing fetch with Simba, hiking, exploring Mother Nature. And that also makes me happy, makes me feel like I'm in the best mental health spot, is when I get outside more and move my body more. Now, let's discuss skin and weight. It's life-changing. It is shocking. Even now, when I look at my before and afters of my face and my skin, I am floored and shocked every single time. I really do believe the quality and the glow of your skin is a direct translation of how healthy you are on the inside. Oh, I also have a second channel, by the way, where I did post my entire morning and nighttime skincare routine and my daily makeup if you're interested. Now, do I credit my skincare stuff to my skin now? Nope, that's like 5% of the job. 95% of my healing in my skin has everything to do with the fact that I went carnivore. I changed what I ate. So from vegan to carnivore, you can see in the photos alone how drastic my skin changed. I struggled with cystic acne, and I mean cystic, hormonal, pus-filled acne. Okay, I had so many pimples, new pimples every day, really deep acne scars. They were so pigmented and bright red, and they were painful. Okay, it was not fun. And it took a big hit on my self-esteem. So it was just a really difficult time in my life because I was a teenager trying to figure my life out, figure out who I even was, what I wanted to do. And on top of that, I had all this acne. It didn't help with my self-esteem at all. So this is just another testament to the power of eating the right foods, to the power of the carnivore diet, and how deeply it heals. I also healed my eczema and psoriasis. And by the way, I grew up ever since I was a little kid having to use prescription topical creams, and just renewing those creams was very expensive. And it was such a chore having to lather it all over my body because especially my chest and my arms were just so irritated and sensitive from my eczema and psoriasis. My psoriasis usually focused on the top of my face for some reason, but it was painful, it was itchy, it was dry during the winter months. Gosh, it cracked till it bled. So the fact that that healed, fixed. I don't need to take medications either. It's a different life when you have healthy skin. I feel for your pain if you struggle with acne or any types of skin issues. And just real quick, if you are looking for support and accountability for your carnivore journey, I welcome you all to join my carnivore community, which is off social media, by the way. It's a safe place, a safe haven to share everything you need to share about your carnivore struggles, your questions. You get help from my team of coaches every single day, okay? And there are 24/7 chats in there so that you never feel alone. And I also invite on carnivore doctors every single week to answer our questions, to speak on topics that we need to know more about. They're just so generous with their knowledge and their experience with the carnivore diet. So you can ask questions every day and you get so much love, support, and motivation from me and the members and my team. So if you're interested in a loving community who will support you and help you through your hurdles and get you to your carnivore goals, feel free to check the community out at sbgmeetup.com, meat as in fatty meat, and I will link the links to check it out down below in the description box. And just real quick on my physique, I know I talked a little bit about this earlier, but I just have to gush about the fact that I don't have to work my butt off in the gym. I don't have to drag my butt off the couch to go to the gym just to do workouts to try and stay in shape. And I no longer have to restrict calories. I no longer have to starve myself or punish myself. I can eat as much as my heart desires. And on top of that, I feel strong and I am at the leanest body physique that I am ever at. This is what you feel like you can get in your dreams, but it's reality. And I hear so many of my members in the Steak and Butter Gang who report the same type of benefits. Just yesterday, I had a Friday community call and somebody said that they went from 2XL to a size medium. They get to shop size medium clothes. How exciting is that? You'd be surprised at how many vegans go carnivore, by the way. I'm not the only one at all. I just wanted to do a quick layout and bullet point list of the night and day differences between vegan versus carnivore. So let's just start off with my blood work. My cholesterol, you may think my cholesterol would be worse on carnivore. My triglycerides are pristine. They dropped so hard. My HDL went up. My HDL is pristine. And even though total cholesterol may scare a lot of people, my total cholesterol definitely went up, but that is just not a good marker of your heart health. And you are very, very misinformed if you still think so. I have so many videos and interviews that prove that it is not the marker to look at. And I'll also provide studies down below. Second thing, no more bloat. I used to have so much bloat, I had a Buddha belly every single day, 24/7 as a vegan. Now I have a flat stomach even after eating as much as I want. That is incredible. Let me know if you experience that too. No more bloat, flat stomach. Third thing, no more gas. Okay, I used to have so much gas. Steak and butter guy's laughing. I had so much gas. Thank goodness my fiance did not have to experience me during that time because I dated him when I already was carnivore. So much gas. And also I pooped 2 to 3 times every single day. That alone is a waste of life, having to sit on the toilet so much out of the day. And now you may be shocked, but this is a real thing. You poop less on the carnivore diet. Now I poop 2 to 3 times a week.
Once a year.
Shocking. I poop 2 to 3 times a week. Tell me if this is crazy. Tell me if you poop this frequency. I'm so curious. How many times a week do you go? Number 2. Skin is glowing. It is just the highest level of glowy skin I've ever achieved, and that's because of carnivore. I used to have acne. I have amazing skin now. The mental clarity is unreal. I really feel like I popped a limitless pill, like in that movie Limitless. I feel like that every single day. I feel creative. I feel motivated. I feel sharp. My brain fog, I used to have brain fog, no brain fog now. My brain is so sharp, so on point. I could gush forever. I'm so productive now. I want to do hard things. I want to achieve more. I want to help more people. I am also more loving and more patient and more kind because of it. I decided to bring in my fiance, also known as my future husband, to chime in on what he has noticed regarding my improvements, my carnivore journey.
One thing I notice is you tend to wake up earlier,
yeah,
and you also tend to sleep earlier as well. Your circadian rhythm seems to be much more textbook now.
It is.
Okay, which also allows you to just get a lot more things done, which leads me to my second observation, which is that I feel that you're able to jostle about and maintain an incredibly diverse schedule.
Yeah.
Without kind of being burnt out.
I don't think I would be at this optimal of a level of mental health, mental clarity, honestly, even just self-confidence in myself, which in return translates to me being a better partner to him. Before my period time, can you share your observations on how I behave? Am I moody, irritable, emotional?
You don't really have any emotional or mental symptoms, I
Yeah.
would say, but I would still say a fair amount of physical symptoms. You get more hungry.
Yes, good observation.
You require more sleep. Like you sleep more.
That's true. Yeah.
Like you will sleep at 9.
Yes. And don't I get more lovey-dovey around that time?
Lovey-dovey?
Yeah, like I want to cuddle you more.
You're always lovey-dovey.
Oh, okay, good. I'm surprised. But yeah, those are the two most important things.
Those two things.
And you're so spot on. I get ravenous, or more like my appetite really opens up. Also, I definitely need more sleep right before my period. And that's about it. I don't cry. I don't blow up. I don't get angry. I don't cry every single day like I used to. Stop. Don't laugh. That's a serious struggle for a lot of women. It's a
serious struggle for a lot of men too.
It's called PMS, you know? I don't have PMS anymore. That's a life-changing benefit from being carnivore. And finally, just to wrap up this segment with my my future husband.
Thank you.
Okay. Libido, let's talk libido. I actually was carnivore before I met him. So I never really struggled with, the issues that I had when I was vegan with him. But I will say...
What issues did you have when you were vegan?
Like just zero libido. No motivation or drive on that front at all. I was just super... Also, I was very, very shy and I had very low self-esteem in myself because I was also struggling with a full face of acne, And now that I've got my energy back, my mental health back, my hormones healed, it's nice to be able to enjoy this newfound libido with my husband, So any things you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It is...
I think that's enough. We're having a lot of conversations about the future. And I feel very confident that I will be not only an amazing mother, but that I can be a mom at all. And being a mom for me is a dream. So to have a cycle and to have a healthy libido, I'm confident and very happy that we will be able to have that amazing family one day.
Generally, people really undervalue the capacity to even procreate at all.
Yeah, so that's probably like one of the most hopeful benefits that I got out of carnivores. I can definitely have kids one day with him. If you found this helpful and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, share this video with all of your friends and family and coworkers, and don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to not miss my future uploads. That's all, SB fam. I wish you all an amazing, meaty rest of your day. I'll see you in my next video. SBG out.